Welcome to In the Studio with Stephen Leake. I'm Stephen. It's June 21st, 2025. I'm in Sovereign Sound Studios in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Just jamming. I've got a new song, just some chord progressions I'm working on. It goes something like this. Something like that. And I'm gonna tab it out here in a minute. But first I gotta light one up before I go crazy. I'm just kidding. Almost. I've got my Love Kill shirt finally. I've got the camera back, not inverting everything, so this is how it should be. In the past videos, I was not paying attention, and it was reversing the image, so I fixed that. So I've got my Love Kill shirt, and I've got two more shirts ordered from my webpage, StephenLeake.com. You're gonna get here, and I'm gonna see if they're good quality before I put them online. See if they're good enough to sell, because I'm not gonna put my name on crap. That's just not how my family does business. And I'm fully allowed to get yelled at by them if I do something wrong. If I am being too political or something, they have every right to yell at me. It's not. I'm trying to do something fun for people, and not trying to get too serious about it. And the world's serious enough. But at the end of the day, it's my decision. But I will be reasonable about it. I don't want to. I'm not here just to rant on politics. My primary purpose is to play music, and I can be political in my music, but I'm not going to just rant about stuff on a video. That's just counterproductive, and it doesn't really change anybody's mind. Really, it just pisses people off. So I'm just going to stick to my music, being political, and you can like my music or not. I'm not going to so much rant on camera anymore. I will every now and again, just to keep it interesting, but it's not something that too many people enjoy. But it feels good to get it out, and so thank you for letting me do that. I do think we need to just be careful about what we're doing as far as the country. But we're big and strong enough where it's not going to matter either way, really. If it's us helping Israel or just them doing it by themselves, we're going to be fine. And I just think that we need to focus on some domestic stuff. That's just my 2 cents. It shouldn't be upsetting you. strumming pattern. It's pretty cool. I'm going to keep that and tab it out later. Tabbing things out is really tedious, but the best way to do it now with technology is to just get a little recording on your phone and record it. And you can do it an AI program that transcribes tabs based on the music it hears. So it's really interesting technology. It helps you tab stuff out without having to spend forever tapping it out by ear. And you can do this usually for free or for like $1 or $2. It's not too bad. I've got all my music tabbed out and lyrics written out in a binder. But I've still got to sit down and teach myself and memorize it so I can perform it. I'm having to learn to play and sing, talk, whatever at the same time. It's more challenging than it looks. I've got my Black Rifle coffee. Some American owned by veterans who are unapologetically American. So these are my people. So I pound coffee and cigarettes all day, and it gets me through it with enough energy left over. I thought I was like losing a bunch of weight, but my bathroom scale had been all messed up. I just found out I'm perfectly fine, and I was freaking out for no reason, other than the fact that my scale was broken. So, some good news, I suppose. I am down to 133, 135, which is light for me, but it's not that too terribly crazy. It's just a normal weight, so I'm not worried too much about it. I just have got to like sit down and eat and stop being so in my own head, worrying about all my projects. I've got a lot going on. I'm trying to get a poetry collection finished by Christmas. I've got it all done. I just need to format the software, get the typeset formatted for Amazon KDP, and get it published by Christmas. I can do that. And then I've got a double vinyl album I'm going to put out with Christmas also, and that can be done in the next month or so. I've got all the music, but my computer spazzed out and died on me, and I need to get a monitor for like $100 to salvage all the old music on there that is mine. And I can do that within a couple weeks too, and get that vinyl album done. I've got all the music downloaded except the last 2 or 3 songs, which I've got to do today or tomorrow. It's gonna be all right. Then I've got my novel Gethsemane, which is the first draft of it is available for free in an ebook format at StephenLeake.com. Then I have my podcast, Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man, which I'm on the 2nd season now. I've got 4 episodes into the 2nd season, and that's really fun too. And I've got a tour coming up. I'm talking to a guy, a childhood friend of mine, a classmate in high school of mine. He's going to help me, if his wife will let him. He's going to go on tour with me and throughout the Carolinas in the fall and winter, going into the spring and summer of next year. And we just got to make tour dates and start scheduling stuff. And we're going to post our tour schedule with like promotional materials and stuff later in the fall, right before we start before we start doing it. He's got to make sure it's okay with his wife. I'm not such a crazy. I'm like almost 40. I'm 39, so I'm not going to be like doing drugs and doing any like almost famous kind of stuff on this tour. I will certainly go to people's houses and do house parties and stuff, but I'm not getting like smashed and whatnot. Like I've already done that with my life. You know, I'm like pretty normal now. Actually, just like hanging out, smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee or a beer maybe, and that's all I'm gonna do. So I'm trying to like alleviate this guy's wife's fears. I'm talking to a friend of mine about borrowing his van for the tour. But even if he can't do it, because I understand like it's not just really, it's a lot to ask to just borrow somebody's car for 6 months. So I might have to either buy it which I don't know I have the money for, or I'll just use my own car. And me and Justin can there's Justin G and Justin H, and they're both my drummer and our roadie, and they'll be able to like just chill in the car. The three of us can ride with our equipment, and we'll be all right with that. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be hella fun. This is gonna be so much fun for like to be able to do it at 40 years old. Oh my god, like it's just gonna be crazy. Like I said, it's not going to involve any like rock star antics. We're just going to be like playing music. We're going to put on a hell of a good show, and like people are going to have fun. We're not doing anything crazy, you know. We're like pretty sober guys with good judgment, and I want to like live long enough to like see success. So if you like my stuff and you live in the Carolinas, like we will totally do house parties. If you're like an adult who has like a legitimate place for us to come play, I've got paid for some money for some stuff I've done with my creative projects, and I'm gonna be able to afford gas and stuff for a tour, and some equipment to do it with. So we're looking forward to that. In the meantime, I'm still learning my stuff, and I'm gonna get myself a nice Martin guitar with my pay. Even though I'm not so good at it that it matters, it's just for me, for my morale, I guess. I will also need a guitar player before we go. I'm missing a guitar player. So if you play, if you're good, even if you're a session player, hit me up at stevenleake.com and STEVENLEAKE.com and hit me up at the contact form and like message me if you're a good guitarist, like because I'm like beginning or intermediate, and I need somebody who's actually good at guitar to tour with me. And both of my demo albums are just that. They're demos. We haven't had a studio album yet out, and I'm looking forward. There's a program, a subscription service. It's available for like $200 a month. You can get unlimited session recordings with people, and I'm going to do that to do the studio album, but have a limited time to get a couple $100 together to pay for it. But I could start over. It's not that big of a deal. We're gonna probably wait till after the tour to do the studio album, until I can find bandmates to play with. Right now it's just me and my friends, and I'm teaching them how to do basic stuff. My friend, my drummer, has not really played all the drums that much. We're just going to give it a shot. And we're going to start the tour off in September 27th here at my place, Sovereign Sound Studios in York, Rock Hill, South Carolina, to my friends and family to start off the tour. I much better prefer talking about music than politics. Politics is a pain in the ass, and I just feel compelled to because I have studied it a good bit. So I've got my poetry book, my poetry collection, Truth is Power, coming out at Christmas. I've also got a double vinyl album of my music, which is also called Truth is Power, coming out Christmas too. I've got my novel Gethsemane that I'm still in the middle of editing. It's available. The first draft of that's available in ebook format on StephenLeake.com. I've got my other book that's available at Amazon, Light Through the Pines, that I'm reprinting along with my Truth is Power poetry collection this Christmas. I'm going to do a second printing, second run through my company Monarch Literary. And let's see what else. My cousin Rogers Walker also got published in the Missouri Review, which is a very prestigious literary journal. It's like a college level one, and that's like a super serious magazine. That's like a level above what I do. I get published by it's not just the entry level, but it's like I get published by intermediate level poetry magazines and stuff. It's not beginner, but it's not the high level stuff that my cousin does either. So that's why I kind of use it for music lyrics. It's not as quite as refined as his stuff, but it's not bad. We just do two different things. My stuff is I have more songs. I have 25 to 30 songs, and that takes more material than what he does. It probably takes him 5 years to get to have broken into this high level. Probably took 5 years of work just to get this one poem out. And now that he's got that, it'll be easier going forward to get published in that level of magazine. But still, it's like a cumulative thing. It takes years of work and practice to do. And if he can keep getting published in that level, that there's a pro level publications. So you get paid a good amount for one poem, $500. The New Yorker pays $500 for a poem. He probably got a couple hundred, which may not seem like much, but that's a hell of a lot for a poem. Most people will never get anything for their poems, which is just a fact. Even professional poets, quote unquote, because there's so little money in it. There's only maybe a half dozen people in the United States who can make good money being poets, and then there's maybe 100 guys or women too that can supplement their income to a satisfactory level doing poetry. And then the rest is just you do it because you love to do it. Rupi Kaur, she's probably the number one poet as far as money and fame and stuff like that. And she does stuff on Instagram, and that's based on popularity. But if you're doing academic poetry that's involving literary magazines from universities and stuff, it's a whole different thing. I've kind of tried to straddle it. I'm never going to be as good as the academics and what they do, and I will never be a pure Instagram poet either. My stuff, the best way for me to get to be fully expressive as a poet and artist is to have my poems be song lyrics. And so that's what I'm doing because I don't have when you're submitting poetry to a high level publication, they kind of are looking for some kind of professional credential that says you've been educated in some way about literature or poetics. And my cousin has gone to school for creative writing. I took 1 year of undergraduate level workshops. He's been doing it. He's like in the doctorate level, um, in a master's level of creative writing stuff, and it's completely different. I'm so proud of him. I'm like, I told him like I got to see it first when we were kids. Um, in my grandmother, me mama's place, we went to the same school in Rock Hill, Catawba, Westminster Catawba Christian School, and all three of we have my cousin Rogers has a younger sister, Kara, and all three of us got like kicked out for different reasons. It just kind of randomly happened that way. I don't think it was completely different things, and like Rogers doesn't like that place very much, and I don't blame him. But I got to see his handiwork writing since I was a kid, and we were hanging out at me mom's house after school. He would read me mama his work, and I remember him reading some. I have a distinct memory of one particular passage. I'm not going to try to repeat it, but it's like because it's from like 40 years ago almost, or 30 years ago. But even as like a kid, Rogers was like a brilliant writer, and that's something I kind of fell into as a teenager. But he's been doing it even before then. And the whole reason I got into literature to begin with was when I was like would go over to Rogers' house and I would go fiddle through his books on his bookshelf when he wasn't there. And I've told him about this; it's no secret. But like, I love to go rifle through his books and see what he was into. It's a way for me to get to know my cousin. It's really interesting. He has such good taste that my tastes kind of are informed by his. To see him become a part of the culture also is like beautiful for me. And I've told him I hope we both make our own way into the culture, because we're good at different things, but it's all from kind of a similar impulse. And so, if you ever go to my website, StephenLeake.com, I've got a link to Rogers' site, rogerswalker.org. Yeah. He's on a whole other level, and as far as like what he does is a little bit different, but it's really good. It's worth your time to look at. Trying to work on being able to strong talk. I just got paid for some creative work. So I can get equipment. Rogers is a professor. Had the education for that. It's not what I wanted to spend my money on. I don't have any debt. I got to pay for 1 year of school for my grandmother. That was enough for me to learn basic stuff, and as far as poetry, it's all I needed. It's all I really needed. Developing my lyrical ability. Now I'm going to work on the music part. Alright. I've tried to play every day. I don't have to film everything I do on a guitar, but like playing every day is important if you're going to try to do it like as a touring musician. And I still have a lot to learn about on that guitar. Like I said, I spent 20 years developing my craft as a poet and writer, and just within the last year, started getting back into music. So it's going to be a couple years before I'm good enough in a musician, as a musician, to like really do good stuff. And the stuff I've done so far, as far as Spotify and music, are just demos, and I'm just at the very beginning stages. I would love to talk creative work with anybody who's interested. I have a Facebook group, Stephen Leake Music. It's not so much because I'm like have a huge ego or I'm some kind of egomaniac or some shit. But it's like I play music so I can bring attention to issues such as like the Constitution and just Christianity in our society, because it's better to have traditional values in times like these. And I'm just like, I want to be part of the culture for that reason. It's not because I need to hear myself talk all the time. I'm all about libertarian and constitutional ideas, critical thinking, stuff like that. And this is how I get my point across and how I like do my advocacy. Being like in music and recording and stuff is a way to get my message across of like that Jesus is good for America, and so is traditional Christian values. And I've kind of disagreed on the finer points of like Christianity and things with certain people, but it's not because like it's just for greater understanding. It's not because I have to be right or I am right about anything or everything. It's just my opinion, so don't get too upset if I say things you don't agree with, because that's going to happen. You shouldn't agree with everybody on everything. But we can have an open dialogue and get to come to greater understanding by talking about it. So, and that's all I've been saying, is that people need to be talking and talking politics with each other and bringing up what they see on TV with their friends and family, and not just what they see on TV, because a lot of that shit is not 100% accurate. A lot of what you're seeing on television is kind of meant to piss you off and scare you. It's a kind of a fear thing. So as long as you know, I think we're going to be fine. Just worry about stuff you can control. Worry about your neighbors and your family, and we'll be fine. Can't wait to get my Martin guitar. I've like for years, if not decades, have been going to Woody's in Rock Hill and like playing their $1,500 Martin guitars with like just dreaming about it. And I have like just enough to be able to get one. I'm not so good that it matters a whole hell of a lot what kind of guitar I use. This one is just fine. Like, I'm not trying to talk shit about my baby. She knows what she is, and we're proud of her for that. But she's not a Martin by any stretch of the imagination. She has a very high action. It's kind of clunky, and Martins are very smooth as far as the action goes. And it can help when you're doing like fast, like studio stuff. But for what my purposes, it's not that important. For me to get a Martin guitar is just more about me just being like happy about myself and realizing that I'm at it and making money at it, and have gotten popular in a short amount of time, and I'm giving myself a little treat. That's all that is. It's not because I'm so good at it, I need that kind of thing. It's just for my morale. Kurt Cobain did amazing work with $100 guitars, and broke all kinds of records and shit. Like, that's just like for my personal morale. Alright. I should get fully paid by this coming Friday in a week, and I'll be able to start doing a lot more. A lot of what I've been doing so far is just trying things out and testing stuff and getting to know the technology and different things. So stick with me, and I've got more good stuff coming. My dad's is a professional photographer, and he's got a camera that some people used for movies and like commercials and stuff. So we're going to use that, and I'm going to try out some stuff here coming up. So stick around. Keep going to StephenLeake.com every once in a while. I'm always putting new stuff out there and trying new ways to reach an audience. So I'll have some new goodies for everybody. I've had to take down the shop, my internet store, on my website because like there were some problems somebody was telling me about with my shopping cart. So I'm gonna take that down until I can get it figured out. Because I'm not gonna have like it not work for people. So just hold tight. If you want a shirt, message me personally and I can get you one. But don't try my store yet. So I've got to work out the bugs on it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. This has been really fun. It's like not everybody may understand what I'm doing. It's not that important. It's just for fun. At the most, it's just meant to make you think about stuff. And I'm not like judging people based on their opinions. I have plenty of my own personal opinions, and that's all it is. And it's in making music and all my creative stuff. It's how I supplement my income. But it's also fun, you know. And I'm gonna have a page on my website dedicated to like talking about my creative stuff and how I've gone about things as a digital creator, and that can help other people who are interested in getting into this. You're not gonna make a fortune overnight by being on the internet or like putting out videos or playing music or something, but you can make like small incremental gains at making money and supplementing your income through gradual ways. And over like if you keep doing this for a year or two, you will make a little bit of money, enough to make it worth your while, which is what I've done. It's not like a ton of money, but it's enough that it makes a difference for me to like go eat out every once in a while, which you know, as being like on disability, I have nothing else to do but, you know, do stuff like this. So thanks for hanging out with me again. Share my stuff, my links, subscribe to my channels, and spread my stuff, and we're gonna get like some freedom and justice in the world if it kills us. All right, take care.